Hello everyone, Steve here. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 skills that are not just useful, they're in demand right now, especially for professionals over 40. Let me say something that most people won't tell you directly. If you're over 40 right now, the game has changed, but not in the way you think. You're not using references because you're getting older. You're losing relevance if you're still playing the game the same way you did when you were 30 years old. Because at 30, the game rewards effort. At 40, the game rewards leverage. And here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of very experienced, very capable people are stuck, not because they lack the skills or the experience, but because they haven't updated which skills actually matter right now. And I'm not going to give you theory. I'm going to show you exactly how these actually play out in real life, in meetings, in careers, in decisions, so you can recognize where you stand and, more importantly, what to change. Because at this stage of your career, the question is no longer, can you do the job? The question is, do you know where to focus your energy so it actually moves something? Skill number 1. Let's start with the one that separates operators from real leaders, strategic thinking. And most people misunderstand what this actually means. They think strategy is about big plans, long documents, fancy presentations. Well, it's not. Strategic thinking is the ability to look at a messy situation and identify what actually matters, what doesn't, and what to do next. Let me give you a real example. You walk into a business where customer complaints are very high, teams are busy all day, leadership is frustrated, and everyone is saying we just need more people. Now, an operator jumps in and starts fixing things. More reports, more meetings, more hires. But someone with strategic thinking steps back and asks, what is the actual problem here? And maybe they realize half the calls are repeat contacts. There's no clear call driver data, and the system is creating duplicate work. So instead of hiring more people, they fix the root issue, and suddenly the pressure drops. That's what I call strategy. And here's the key point. At 40 plus, you are expected to see patterns, not just tasks. If you're still being pulled into doing everything yourself, you're playing too small. Skill number 2, communication that drives action. The second skill is about communication, but not the kind you think, not speaking clearly, not sending nice emails. I'm talking about communication that changes decisions. Because here's what happens at this stage. You're no longer judged by what you know. You're judged by what moves forward because of you. Let's say you've identified a major issue in your business. You have 2 ways to present it. Version 1, you explain everything in detail, all the data, all the background, and people leave the meeting thinking, that was interesting. Nothing happens though. Version 2, you walk in and say, we are wasting 20% of our capacity on repeat contacts. If we fix this, we reduce workload without hiring. Here are the 3 things we need to do. Now the room shifts because clarity drives action. And here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of experienced professionals still communicate like specialists when they need to start communicating like decision makers. Skill number 3, leveraging technology. And yes, that includes AI. Let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? Technology, AI, automation. This is where many people over 40 either avoid it, underestimate it, or think it's for the younger people. That mindset will cost you because the real shift is this. Technology is no longer a support tool. It's a leverage multiplier. Let me give you a simple example. 2 managers, both experienced, both capable. One spends hours summarizing calls, writing reports, chasing updates. The other using tools to auto-summarize conversations, extract insights, identify patterns. Same experience, different output. One is busy, the other one is effective. And here's the part most people miss. You don't need to become technical. You need to become comfortable using leverage. That's the skill. Skill number 4, decision making under uncertainty. At 40 plus, you don't get clean situations. You get incomplete data, conflicting opinions, time pressure, and people look at you and ask, so what do we do? This is where decision making becomes critical. Not perfect decisions, clear decisions. Let's say you are leading a project and IT says one thing, operations says another. Timelines are slipping. A lot of people freeze here. They wait for more data, more alignment, more certainty. But strong professionals understand something simple. Waiting is also a decision, and often the worst one. So instead, they do this. They define the options, they assess the risk, they make the call, and they adjust if needed. And that creates momentum. Because in most organizations, progress doesn't come from perfect plans. It comes from people who are willing to decide. Skill number 5, personal positioning. This one is uncomfortable, but it's critical. Your ability to position yourself. Because here's the reality. At 40 plus, your career is no longer just about performance. It's also about perception. You can be excellent at what you do, but if people don't clearly understand, they don't understand what you stand for, what you're known for, and where you create value, you become replaceable. Let me give you a simple contrast. Person A, experienced manager, worked in multiple roles. Person B, I fixed broken service operations and turned them into scalable systems. Same experience, completely different positioning. And guess who gets the opportunities? So the question you need to ask yourself is, if someone had to describe me in one sentence, what would they say? If the answer is vague, your positioning is weak. And in today's market, weak positioning is expensive. So let's bring this together. The 5 skills that matter most right now. Number 1, strategic thinking. Number 2, communication that drives action. Number 3, leveraging technology. Number 4, decision making under uncertainty. And number 5, personal positioning. But here's what I want you to take away. This is not about learning more. It's about shifting how you operate. Because the biggest risk after 40 is not losing your ability. It's staying the same while the world moves forward. So if you're watching this and something here hit you, even slightly, don't ignore it. Pick one of those skills, just one, and ask yourself, where am I still operating like I'm 30 years old, when I should be operating like I'm 40 or 50? That's where the shift starts. I hope you found this video quite interesting. Let me know in the comments. Till next time, take care.